Time, the one thing we all are bound to. A river flowing forward, never backward, at least, that's what we believe. But what if time is not as rigid as we think? What if some have found a way to slip through the cracks of reality, traveling through centuries, living in different eras, and leaving behind enigmatic traces of their presence? Today, we delve into the mysterious phenomenon of time travelers, those who allegedly broke free from the chains of time itself. Chapter 1. The concept of time travel, myth or reality. Time travel, the stuff of science fiction, or so we think. From H.G. Wells' famous novel, The Time Machine, to modern blockbusters like Interstellar and Doctor Who, humanity has long been obsessed with the idea of moving through time. But could it be more than just fantasy? Could time travel be an achievable phenomenon, hidden in the depths of our universe's laws? According to Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, time is not constant. It can stretch, shrink, and warp depending on how fast you are moving and where you are in the gravitational field. This means that, theoretically, time travel is not entirely impossible. Scientists have speculated for decades that bending space-time could open doorways to the past or future. But could this already be happening? Could there be travelers among us, right now, traversing the ages unseen? Chapter 2. The Mysterious Case of John Titor, the Time Traveler from 2036. In the year 2000, the internet was hit by a storm of cryptic messages from an anonymous individual claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2036. His name? John Titor. According to Titor, he was a soldier sent on a mission to retrieve a 1975 IBM 5100 computer to help solve a problem with Unix systems in his future timeline. His descriptions of life in 2036 were grim, a world ravaged by nuclear war and societal collapse. What made John Titor's story particularly chilling were his detailed predictions about future events. Some came true, while others were eerily close. He spoke of political tensions, civil unrest, and technological advancements that resonated with events that unfolded in the years after his posts. But Titor vanished in 2001, never to be heard from again. Was he a brilliant hoaxer, or was John Titor genuinely a time traveler warning us from a dark future? Chapter 3. Andrew Carlson, the time-traveling stock trader? In 2003, the FBI arrested a man named Andrew Carlson who had turned $800 into $350 million in just 2 weeks through a series of seemingly impossible stock trades. His explanation? He was from the year 2256 and had insider knowledge of market movements. The FBI, naturally, was skeptical, but Carlson offered to reveal the cure for AIDS and the location of Osama bin Laden in exchange for his freedom. Before the FBI could determine whether Carlson was telling the truth, he disappeared without a trace. His existence left no documented past, and all that remains is a chilling question. Was Carlson a time traveler who misused his knowledge of the future for personal gain, or was it an elaborate fabrication? Chapter 4. The Philadelphia Experiment, Bending Time and Space. One of the most controversial time travel conspiracies comes from the United States military. During World War II, it is said that the U.S. Navy attempted an experiment that would render a ship invisible to radar. The experiment, known as the Philadelphia Experiment, allegedly took place in 1943 and involved the USS Eldridge. According to witnesses, the ship not only disappeared from sight, but reappeared in a completely different location, hundreds of miles away, before returning to its original position. Some accounts claim that sailors on board experienced bizarre side effects. Some fused with the metal of the ship, while others lost their sanity. Was this an accidental manipulation of time and space? Was the Philadelphia Experiment an early attempt at time travel, cloaked in secrecy and misinformation? Chapter 5. Ancient Evidence of Time Travelers, from cave paintings to medieval art. Could time travelers have left their mark throughout history, hiding in plain sight? Some theorists point to strange anomalies in ancient cave paintings, Renaissance art, and even ancient texts. For example, a 400-year-old painting, the Madonna with Saint Giovannino, shows a clear depiction of a UFO-like object in the sky, with a figure below gazing up at it. Was this an artist's imagination, or a glimpse of something or someone not of this time? Then there are the so-called anachronisms, objects that seem out of place for their era. In the tomb of an ancient Egyptian priest, a small figure resembling a modern-day airplane was discovered. Ancient cave paintings in Uzbekistan depict what look like astronauts in spacesuits. Could these be evidence of travelers from the future visiting ancient times? Chapter 6. The Chronovisor, the Vatican's alleged time-viewing device. Deep in the heart of the Vatican, there are rumors of a device that could allow its user to see into the past. Known as the Chronovisor, this mysterious invention is said to have been created by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk and scientist. According to Ernetti, the device was capable of viewing historical events, including the crucifixion of Christ. Though many dismissed the Chronovisor as mere fantasy, Ernetti allegedly provided detailed descriptions of historical events that only a direct observer would know. Some claim the Vatican has hidden this device away, ensuring that time secrets remain locked away from the public eye. But if such a device truly exists, who's to say it couldn't be used for more than just viewing the past? Could it, in fact, be a tool for time travel itself? Chapter 7. Time Travel Theories, Wormholes, Black Holes, and Quantum Physics. While the accounts we've discussed so far seem far-fetched, modern science offers some tantalizing hints that time travel could be more than just a dream. Theoretical physicists have long speculated that wormholes, shortcuts through space and time, could potentially allow travel from one point in time to another. If one end of the wormhole were accelerated to near light speed, time could pass differently on each side, allowing a form of time travel. Then there are black holes, the most mysterious objects in the universe. Some scientists believe that their intense gravitational fields could warp time and space, potentially allowing someone to move through time. And let's not forget quantum physics, where particles appear to exist in two places at once, moving in and out of different states. Could time travel happen on the quantum level, invisible to our eyes? Chapter 8. The Strange Case of Rudolf Fentz, Time Traveler or Urban Legend. In 1950, a man named Rudolf Fentz allegedly appeared in the middle of Times Square, New York City. He was dressed in 19th century clothing and carried identification from the 1870s. Witnesses described him as disoriented, confused, and panicked. Moments later, he was struck by a car and killed. When the authorities investigated, they found that everything he carried was authentic to the 19th century. And even more chillingly, they discovered that Rudolf Fentz had vanished without a trace from his home in 1876. The mystery remains, was he a time traveler who accidentally slipped into the future? Or is this just another urban legend, fueled by our fascination with time travel? Chapter 9. Modern-day time travelers. Are they among us? Could time travelers be walking among us right now, hiding in plain sight? Some believe that time travelers would need to blend in, subtly altering events without drawing attention to themselves. In recent years, alleged sightings of out-of-place individuals have popped up in photos, videos, and even historical records. One famous example is the so-called time-traveling hipster, a photograph from the 1940s showing a man with modern sunglasses, a printed t-shirt, and a camera that didn't exist at the time. Another incident involves a woman spotted in 1928 footage at the premiere of a Charlie Chaplin film, seemingly talking into what looks like a cell phone. Could these be glimpses of travelers who have slipped through time undetected? Chapter 10. What could time travelers want? If time travelers truly exist, what could their purpose be? Are they merely observers, sent to study the past, or ensure that the future remains on course? Or are they manipulating events, altering history to prevent or cause certain outcomes? Some theorists suggest that time travelers might be here to stop catastrophic events, while others propose that they could be historians from the future, learning about our time firsthand. But there's a darker theory. What if time travelers have already changed our history in ways we cannot even comprehend? Could the wars, discoveries, and great shifts in human civilization have been subtly nudged by hands from another time? Time travelers, are they real, or are they simply a product of our imagination, born from our desire to conquer the one thing we cannot control? The stories we've explored today are both fascinating and perplexing, blending science, mystery, and the human yearning to explore the unknown. But one thing is certain, time remains the greatest enigma of all. And perhaps, just perhaps, somewhere in the vast invisible threads of reality, time travelers are moving through the ages, watching us as we ponder their existence.